Ladies and gentlemen, let me take a moment to introduce my boss, the commander of U.S. Army Garrison, Hawaii, Colonel Steve Dawson. A little bit about Colonel Dawson. He served as commander U.S. Army Garrison, Hawaii since May, where he's responsible for managing all of 22 installations, housing, and training areas on Oahu and Hawaii Island, supporting over 94,000 soldiers, family members, civilian employees, retirees, and others. A Massachusetts native, he was commissioned in the Army Signal Corps following graduation from Northeastern University with a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering in 1992. Throughout his career, he has served in numerous signal communication, tactical, and strategic assignments at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, Fort Hood, Texas, Fort Gordon, Georgia, and here in Hawaii from 1997 to 2000 with the 25th Infantry Division. In 2004, he provided communication support to Special Operations Forces while deployed to Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation Iraqi Freedom, and other global contingency operations. In 2010, he commanded the 1st Brigade Special Troops Battalion, 1st Cavalry Division. He deployed to Iraq in support of Operation New Dawn, followed by Operation Spartan Shield in Kuwait. He returned to Hawaii this year, serving most recently as the Assistant Chief of Staff for the 7th Signal Command at Fort Gordon. Colonel Dawson has been awarded the Legion of Merit, 2 Bronze Stars, and many other decorations. He wears the Combat Action Badge, Master Parachutist Badge, Military Free Fall Badge, Air Assault Badge, Army Staff Identification Badge. He's earned his master's degree, Arts in National Security and Strategic Studies from the Naval War College, and a Master of Strategic Studies degree from the Army War College. He and his wife Nancy have 2 children. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Dawson.
That looks good. Awesome. Thank you. Randy, thank you for that welcome. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your ceremony today. Thank all of you veterans for allowing me to be a part of your ceremony today. That was a great history that you shared earlier on the Kilo military camp. And today I had the distinct honor, actually, of introducing our guest speaker. Before I do that, there's another significant history I want to tie in to this 100th anniversary of Kilo military camp, which is the history of Veterans Day. 100 years ago, today, the First World War raged across Europe, the Middle East, the Atlantic. The world's first global conflict pitted Germany, Austria-Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire against the Allied forces of Great Britain, United States, France, Russia, Italy, and Japan. It was the world's first modern war, bringing new weapons, tactics to bear, including machine guns, poison gas, the airplane, unrestricted submarine warfare, armored tanks, and vast use of mines. These weapons created gridlock on the battlefield as soldiers hunkered down in trenches. They rushed en masse to make small gains across no man's land amidst grueling machine gun and artillery fire, crawling through barbed wire barricades while often wearing a gas mask. The introduction of modern technology to warfare resulted in unprecedented carnage and destruction, with more than 9 million soldiers killed by the end of the war. Battles were long, costly. German and French troops suffered close to 1 million casualties in the Battle of Verdun alone in 1916. 2 years later, on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month at 11 a.m., November 11th, 1918, an armistice was signed and the war ended. Every November 11th thereafter, the United States celebrated Armistice Day to honor and remember those who fought in the last Great War. Well, 25 years later, the globe erupted into a far bigger conflict, if you can imagine that. The most deadly war ever fought in World War II. After that war, Armistice Day was changed to Veterans Day to honor veterans of all of our country's wars, from the Revolution in 1776 to today's conflict in Afghanistan and elsewhere. That is why we're here today on November 11th, 2016. So, it is my honor at this time to introduce our keynote speaker today, Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard. Representative Gabbard was elected to the Hawaii State Legislation in 2002 when she was just 21 years old, becoming the youngest person ever elected to the state. A year later, she enlisted in the Hawaii National Guard to serve in Hawaii and our country. In 2004, Tulsi volunteered to deploy with her fellow soldiers, becoming the first state official to voluntarily step down from public office to serve in a war zone. She has served 2 tours of duty in the Middle East, and she continues her service as a major in the Army National Guard. Her 2005 deployment was a 12-month tour as a logistical support area Anaconda in Iraq, where she served in the field medical unit as a specialist with a 29th Support Battalion Medical Company. During her second deployment as a new military police officer, she led her platoon on a wide variety of security missions and served as a primary trainer for the Kuwait National Guard. She became the first woman ever to be awarded and honored by the Kuwait National Guard for her work in training their readiness program. In 2010, Tulsi was elected to the Honolulu City Council. In 2012, the United States House of Representatives, serving Hawaii's 2nd District. She's one of the first 2 female combat veterans ever to serve in the U.S. Congress. She serves in the House Armed Services Committee and the House Foreign Affairs Committee, where she is a strong advocate for veterans, our service members, and their families. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a loud and thunderous applause to welcome Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard.